Vent, and need your advice words. Girlfriend of 1 year, caught her cheating on her b-day. Night of her birthday party after time she told me some lame lie of visiting some friend the next day. When she came back 2 days later I went through her phone and saw the truth. Been seeing this other guy for 2 months. She is a dancer and clubber and I am not. I always trusted her and let her be. From day one with this guy she referred to me as her roommate and has been lying to me about who she was going out with to the clubs. It was always this guy. Sending ricey pics to him. Chatting every day with him like when you first date, said to him how much she wants to be with him and how she is waiting for her roommate to move out. We were FWBs on my behest and about a half year into it she wanted relationship. And I moved in with her 3 months ago, but before I moved in I suggested to stop seeing each other because we are so different. She made an argument of why she wanted to be with me and I was like great, I'm pretty dead inside and our interests are totally different, told her these facts from day one. So anyway, almost from the beginning of that 3 months was when she met this dancer guy. Like seriously. Anyway, after I discovered all this I was in shock and boiling in anger once I aligned her escapades with all the times she was bullshitting me. I stayed calm and I made up a reason to move out the next day. I lied for the first time to her and made up some business trip that's going to take 2 weeks. In truth I just moved to a short-term rental near my friend across town. She doesn't know I know. It's been a week now. She has been messaging me weekdays like normal, and I've been giving dry responses. Anyway, debating about confronting her or just deleting her without a word. Part of me wants to explain to her how she is a pretentious hypocrite, a liar and a cheat. I do not think I will trust a girl ever again. All her warrior feminism and gender equality and male blaming I endured managing this whole time, geez. We had such an honest line of communication, especially because I had trust issues from before. She could have said she met someone and I would wish them all the best. Cherry on top now is I need to get tested. Because November 5th, she had a second period. Learned yesterday that could be a symptom of using the day after pill, and then after that she had an itchings and went on some medication, vagina candles for bacteria, but the 2 things the doctor tested was negative. Likely it's that this new guy added a new biome into her. I only had penetrative time with her twice since that November 5th. Well, THX for reading my late night vent. Story 2, found out my partner cheated in multiple PSD relationships. I'll keep it short and straight to the point. I have been with my current partner for almost 3 years, we are engaged and have a wedding date set for next May. Today I found out that she cheated in 2 of her past relationships. When we first started dating, I would see her ex-boyfriend's names pop up on her phone. She admitted to texting them, and that was something we discussed as it obviously made me uncomfortable. Anyways, in my last relationship I was cheated on and it was an indescribable pain. Hearing that she cheated in multiple relationships gives me an extreme amount of pause. Advice on how to proceed. Redditor's reactions, story 3 after. Redditor 1, op, as much as it's going to hurt to hear, she is not the one for you. You have been in this position before and now you know what she has done in the past. This knowledge is just going to cloud everything you have with her moving forward. She may have changed and who she is now may not be who she was then, but it's always going to be that not knowing part that is going to cripple you emotionally with her. Now that you know, you will begin questioning everything she does from here on in. If she is working back late, you'll question it. If she takes too long at the shops, you'll question it. She goes to see her family, the question will pop into your head. Her phone pings at a weird time or she takes a message and tells you it's nothing. There the question will be, is she cheating on me, is now the default question in this relationship, and nothing is going to make that go away. But look, people can and do change, and they can grow wiser and never cheat ever again. The question you have to ask yourself is whether she is someone worth risking that roll of the dice on. Is she really going to be someone that you can stand up in front of your friends and family and know that the words she says to always love and honor will actually have any meaning to her? Or will you just end up playing another game of sorry I cheated on you, it was a mistake and I won't do it again? As I said, this is not the person for you given your past. Edit. Reading your posts, there is one more thing I'd like to mention to you, and that I hope has you reconsidering this whole engagement. You are in a dead bedroom, and leaving aside the whole thing of her history, which is disturbing enough, you should not be marrying into a dead bedroom. This is definitely not the girl for you, and you will curse yourself if you go ahead with this marriage. It has disaster written in large letters all over it. Answer. Thank you for your comment. Yeah, also in a DB. Have been through a lot this last year. Redditor 1 follow-up. It's tough when you start to really look, and I mean forensically look at the relationship you have, and you begin to discover the things that until now you either missed, didn't know about, or chose to ignore. Often people in your position find themselves waking up, almost like from a coma, and start to wonder where the hell they have been whilst all of this was happening. I have a feeling that you are in that place now. We often talk about the red flags in here, but sometimes there can be so many of them that they just all sort of blur and we kid ourselves as to what we actually have. It can't be that bad is what you tell yourself every time you encounter one, but after a while you find yourself saying the same thing with such regularity that it almost becomes normal. You simply just get overwhelmed by the flags. So sit down then and look at this relationship objectively for a change and tick off the things that are red flags. I mean, so far you have someone who has cheated on every partner that they have had. Certainly cheated on you at least twice in the early days. Is still in contact secretly with an ex. You have been in a dead bedroom for a while now for no obvious reason. And that's just from a couple of your posts. So what else is there in this relationship? My bet is that you also do the majority of the heavy lifting in the relationship, with her just tagging along doing the bare minimum. I'd also hazard a guess that she's secretive about things, doesn't have you on any of her social media, or she claims not to use but secretly does. I'd even say that financially you have probably been financing everything for a while now and she barely contributes at all. Birthdays you probably get nothing, whereas you shower her with gifts. Sounds familiar? Redditor 2, they say past behavior is not a perfect predictor of future behavior, but it is a good predictor of future behavior. Just my 2 cents, and I would slow things down if you think she's cheating or has cheated. Answer. A few months ago we were at the bar and were pretty hammered. We were with some of my friends, and one of my friends who is in a relationship was grinding on a girl. This upset my fiancée as she felt I was complicit in his behavior. Like I said, she was pretty drunk, got mad at me and walked away, and as she was leaving she said, "I'm just going to go home with someone else tonight," and left. I had to leave all my friends behind and chase her out of the bar, to find her walking into another bar by myself. She apologized in the morning and said she said that because she was blacked out and would never do that. Obviously, with what I learned today, it makes me look at that interaction a lot different. Story 3, she apologizes but insists this is not deceiving or cheating. This is going to be long, so please bear with me. I 30 meters have been with this girl 28F for 2 years and a half now, with the last year being LD. Everything was going great, I thought so, since we were talking marriage, until she arrived to where I am living 2 weeks ago after I arranged an internship for her to potentially take on a job and stay besides me. When I was asking if she could get some sleep in the plane, I got that she couldn't since she was talking for hours with an old guy besides her. This was odd, as she would not give up sleep after a sleepless night before. Upon questioning, she admitted to exchanging numbers with the man, which is where the problems started. I have been cheated on before, and this just resurfaced all the paranoia that this relationship hasn't seen before. I asked her if this was something she would usually do, give number to strangers she just met, and she said no. I asked her if she would add and randomly talk to people on social media, as I noticed some odd stuff about her social media which I never really checked before, and she said no, I have no strangers on my social media. I asked her if there is anything she is hiding from me, and she said no. The paranoia took me to going through list of frequent commenters on her social media, and question her about one guy. She said yes, maybe this guy you need to worry about, as he is interested in me and would be a great candidate for marriage family-wise. I asked her to open her phone and show me the conversation with this guy. Boom, frequent texting with intimate voices and details about daily life through bedtime, including pictures. The guy doesn't know she is in a relationship, and she never mentioned that to him too. She lied, and then when I asked her to swear on the life of her parents that she had no intentions with those actions, she admitted that she was keeping him in case things did not work between the two of us. I discovered a couple of other guys flirting with her on social media that she gave her number to when we were together, but she does not recall who they are. She remembers everything, usually in details. Several stranger people she added and initiated conversations with right before we met, and my problem here was the lying about it, not the acts themselves. As far as I know, she could have kept on this behavior but deleted those conversations, since she knew this was coming. She admitted to a guy she knows texting her, but said she did not let the conversation go anywhere. That conversation she deleted because she said she got disgusted. Things are not adding up to me, and I am shocked by how easily she has been lying, and extremely hurt by what seems to be tickled truth. What is your take on this, friends? I don't feel I have an option, to be honest, since she will be leaving here in 2 weeks and there is no way this can be repaired, LD, as I have zero trust in her now and feel truly broken. Story 3. How do you get rid of the humiliation nightmares? Hey survivors. D-Day for me was about a month ago, or a little less or a little more. Honestly, the days are all fuzzy. Do you guys get nightmares too? Like surreal nightmares that totally convince you that this is reality and keep reliving it in different ways. I feel like I was in a relationship with someone who just saw me as a hookup, but when we fell in love and got together, things were really good, but she never felt actually committed, but rather had thoughts about missing out since I was her first, and thus felt stuck in the relationship, which made resentment grow. A little background about the infidelity of my WP: she slept with the guy she told me not to worry about, had cut off, and he was even known as the RP apologist amongst our group of friends, so not really Prince Charming. For 6 months, this has triggered immense feelings of inadequacy, like I am less than enough, or never was at any point into the relationship. It also triggered immense feelings of betrayal and deceit, due to a different dynamic we had in bed than what they had in bed. We were pursuing a female-led dynamic, but when she strayed she asked the dirty thirsty guy to duck her, which just puts me in a very dark headspace, like I wasn't enough or not manly enough to provide the satisfaction of taking her. Because how could she stoop this low and tell me she loves me, wants to reconcile, and that it meant nothing, so our relationship was easy to throw away over nothing. Which leads to the dreams. Today I had a dream where I was with my ex, and a very bulky guy. The guy cursed her out at some point, and I argued with him, tried to fight him, but he was too big, got punched, fell down, and when I got up I looked at her, and she had this look in her eye looking at him, while blushing. She then told me to not talk to her again and that she was going to be with him now and how manly he is compared to me or whatever. I asked her how she could choose someone like this over me, having known me for years and the love we've built and shared, but all she said was that I was never enough, so she had to get it elsewhere, and laughed at me. Yeah. I understand. It's a very pathetic dream, and I'm honestly embarrassed to be typing this out. I keep having dreams of this theme reoccurring. I know it's not true, but deep down I don't, and have doubts. I've always felt this way, and she knew about it due to having been cheated on before. This has caused immense trauma to surface. She was the reason I felt like I was enough, but now that has been taken away. I guess I needed to get this off my chest somehow. I hope I'm not alone, for the sake of feeling at least a little comfortable knowing someone else is going through the same thing. Story 4, I saw them ducking through the window of our apartment. I am in desperate need of advice. I just saw them ducking through the window. I'm still in shock. Okay, so backstory. I 25F moved 12 hours away from my family and friends to move in with my ex-boyfriend 27 meters. We lived together and everything was great, until it wasn't. Since New Year's he started acting really distant and strange. I suspected he was cheating, and after looking through his phone I found out he had been on a dating app. That was the end of it for me, and I was so shocked, as he never struck me as the kind of guy who would duck around. We broke up about a week ago and I moved out yesterday, but today I went by the old place to drop off some of his stuff I accidentally packed with mine, and I saw him and a random girl ducking through the window. I saw everything, all of it. In our empty apartment on a mattress on the floor. I got so sick and went to my friends immediately. There is no way him and this woman weren't ducking beforehand. There were still photos of us on the fridge. I just need some support and advice. Should I go get STD tested? I'm literally shaking and crying right now. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, as always, regular advice for young, unmarried people is, get out ASAP. This is the biggest lifeline you have ever been granted. He showed you who he is before you got more entangled. In a twisted manner, there is literally no better situation for you to have been betrayed. No shared assets, no kids, no house, no marriage, no problem. Dating is marriage tryouts. He failed tryouts. You don't sign a contract with a dude who's conned you once already. That's just asking to be conned again. Decide the amount of TV you will take. Hope you don't take much. Don't sleep with him without condoms. Can't catch a STD. Get a STD test ASAP. Please install hidden cameras in your home. Carry a voice-activated recorder whenever you meet him. Check with an advocate beforehand though. The betrayal trauma will never completely go away because you will never be able to forget biggest trigger IEWS. I've heard of BS triggering 20 years down the line after D-Day YMMV. Might be once in a blue moon, but why live like this? Go through you Truth Merchant's comment history for his immediate action plan. I can make one for you explaining each move, but I'm a little verbose. We'll end up with a wall of text no one wants to read. Or just check my profile for the pinned post. The topmost comment is your comprehensive POA. It's not worth it. It's guaranteed you will hurt yourself more by staying. 100%. You will be able to find deep, meaningful, fulfilling love with a person who has not traumatized you to the point of suicidal ideation YMMV. But damn near all laters. I am willing to bet my entire house on this, as well as tag Redditors SI users who have found love again. Stats are as follows. A cheater is 3-4x more likely to cheat in their future relationships, compared to faithful people. Now you can take the chance. However, it is a rigged coin toss with your physical, mental and emotional health on the line. Stay extremely frosty. You're still in the thick of it. Protect yourself. Redditor follow-up, always knew once a cheater always a cheater, never knew there were studies available. Redditor 2. 1. Welcome to the club that nobody ever wanted to join or be a member. 2. Yes to the STDs if you come back hot, depending on your jurisdiction, you have legal options. 3. You have, unfortunately, gained a valuable commodity in the world of dating experience. 4. Take some time to process this. Process. 5. Eat better, drink H2O, exercise more. 6. Pick up extra shifts, get a second job, earn more money. 7. Volunteer, neighborhood especially the elderly, homeless shelter, animal shelter. 8. That thing you wanted to do before this relationship started. Do that. Good luck op. Remember, he may have been your first, he will not be your last. Redditor 3, oh lovey. I can hear the absolute pain and shock in your post. I hate this for you. I don't have any new advice, but first things first, look after yourself. Yes, get tested. The who, what, why stuff will swirl around in your head for a bit, that's all normal. It's painful, raw and like a kick in the guts. Do your best to keep occupied with other stuff, have a friend you can just let it all out to, helps. Good for you for relying on your instincts and getting out early. I wish you all the very best, by the way. Your ex sounds like a massive wanker and you're better off without him.